stream. I'm just waiting for one stream to appear, and I can go on Amazon Live, and I'm waiting for the signal to go through on Amazon Live. And I'm also going to go today, if I can find it, live to Twitter. And we're ready to go live. Okay, I'm going to cancel this and come to the studio. And we've got 18 seconds to go. We're actually live on Amazon Live, and thank you for the follow. So kind. What a good start to the broadcast. In fact, it couldn't be a better start. So thank you for following me. And I'm going to come off full screen. And hello and welcome to, well, first of all, word of explanation. If you were waiting for this broadcast yesterday, this broadcast about one stream will actually take place hopefully next week. So that's the one stream. So I'm going to put that down, hide, and that's that gone. This is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen. We're talking about webcams, audio gear, microphones, and live video, and of course Fitbits. And I'm broadcasting from Be Live. Okay, so that can go now. Okay, going through this. Right, okay. Now we're ready. Okay, now I live in Wiltshire in England. I live in Devizes, with population 23,000 people, and it is a brilliant place to actually live. My name is Stephen Healey, and as you can see, well, if I show you, if I bring something else in, okay, I can actually go over here and bring this in. Okay, this is the town centre. And I'm going to take my name off because it's covering me up, so bear with me a moment. So that's my name gone. Okay, this is the town centre of Devizes, and it is a wonderful place to live. I've been here nearly 10 years, and to give you an idea of what it looks like at Christmas, there you are, you've got the Christmas tree, and the buildings here are the corn exchange, which is on the right hand side of the buildings you can see, and that's where the farmers used to come to sell their corn and other produce as well. And now it is an entertainment centre, so you can hire the hall for anything that you like. If you're watching me live on Amazon, I'd like to say welcome. I'm just giving you a gentle introduction to where I live. And if you can't hear me, then just press the unmute button. That's the first thing. Today we're going to be, let's go, as you're here, welcome to the broadcast. I just need to change something. Just give me a second. I'm just going to change something so that it's not so obtrusive. Okay, so welcome to the broadcast. This is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, live from Wiltshire, England. You've just seen scenes from the town that I live in, and you are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire. And Grant, hello, whoop, hello. Absolutely brilliant. So Grant is a fellow. Well, Grant and I have at least two things in common. Grant is a fellow Brit and is also a fellow Amazon Live insider. So Grant, if you'd like to put your link into the comments, then people can go and check out your broadcasts. And if you go and check out Grant's broadcasts, clicking the link is about to post, then what will happen is you can actually set reminders for shows. Yeah, so you can go to Grant's page, set a reminder, and then come back here if you would. Right, okay. Grant, it's good to see you, and I enjoy watching Grant's broadcasts. I really do. Now, I suppose we better get started. And thank you for watching me live today on Amazon Live. I do realise that it's early in your day. I'm in England, and it's currently 2 o'clock here. But let's get started. The first item I'm going to show you today, if I bring this up on screen, just give me a second. We'll find what I'm looking for. It's got to be here somewhere. Yes, it is. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about, take myself off full screen, is the Litra light. And if I bring Daniel over here, I was watching a broadcast on Amazon Live 2 weeks ago, hosted by Marco Novo, my good friend in Portugal. He's the one on the right. And he was speaking to Daniel Sigmund of Logitech. And as you can see, Daniel had one of his lights. And I thought, wow. I mean, we know Logitech for this cameras, C920, 922, 925, 930. We know how good their cameras are. And this is the first ever light that they've released. And this was the first time I saw it. I thought, wow, I've got to take a closer look. So I clicked the link down the carousel on Marco's page, and I went off to the Amazon.com page and read all about the Logitech Litra light, which I'm holding at the moment. And I liked what I saw. Simple as that. I liked what I saw. Okay, so I actually bought one. Okay, I went off to Amazon, ordered it, it arrived the following day, and you're looking at it now. So that's how I got this, basically, because I was watching an Amazon Live broadcast, just as you are now. And I went off to find out more. I went off to Amazon, the page, clicking the link in the URL. That's the first thing I did. Then I went over to YouTube, as we all do, and I read the reviews. And I thought, those are good reviews. So I ordered not one, but two of these lights. And just to make a point, I'm going to switch on. If we go over here, I'm going to show you how these lights work. I'm going to switch the light on. Okay, and you can see that I've instantly gone brighter, and probably the wrong color. Let's go there. Okay, so that's not too bad. This is it. This is the Logitech Litra. Now I do need to have my second camera, so let me put this out of the way. And thank you, Grant has posted a link to his shop, and brilliant. Go there and take a look, please. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a second camera in. If I can find it. If I can find it, I'll show you. I found it. Okay, so I'm going to take myself off solo, and I'm going to hide that. Hide. Okay, so now you've got the video. The video I've set up to show you later when I'm talking about mobile video. And I'm going to hide that video for now. And now you've got two of us. But you don't want two of us. What you actually want is to be able to look at my desktop. So I've got two cameras today. The one you're looking at bottom right is Logitech Brio, which we'll talk about shortly. And the one that's actually able to move about and show different aspects is the OBSBot Tiny. So we're going to look at a PTZ camera, a very cost-effective PTZ camera. But at the moment, we're actually looking at Logitech Litra lights, and these are there. So that's as it arrives. There's a little shelf here which you can pull up, and that goes, well, I'll show you again in a second. That goes over the top of your monitor. Okay, so come back to me. That goes over the top of your monitor, and it goes like that on your monitor. That's it. And mine is placed up above me now and shining down. It's not distracting. I can say that the intensity of light is not distracting at all. The light can be on, and I'm just broadcasting normally. I'm not distracted by light. So when you get it, cellophane on the bottom, take that off. Cellophane on the back there, take that off. And then you put the shelf down, and you can actually then hook it over your monitor or your computer. You can tell from the size. I've put my hand there. Okay, it's not a big light, but it is a powerful light, and I'm broadcasting. Only light I have today is a Logitech Litra lighting my broadcast. You can extend, as I'm showing now. You can extend the Litra. It goes about another 9 inches, so you can have it high up above you, and then you can have it pointing down at you. Okay, I'm going to put it down again. You can put it up and down. You can lean it forward to about 75 degrees. So depending where you want the focus of the light to be, you can actually move the unit. Let's put it back up straight again. I can turn it to the left. I can turn it to the right. Now, if you've not seen this light before, it's because this Logitech light was only released in January this year. It's a new light, and I think that Logitech have made a good choice of actually going into the lighting arena, because if you look at the price down the carousel, 59, just double checking before I say it out loud, 59.99. That's a good price point. That is a very good price point for a quality build. We know from Logitech, the cameras 922, 925, 930, that the build is good. The design of this is very, very clean, and it just hangs over your monitor. Okay, now, as with everything that I'm going to show you today, I love actually showing you the software. Now, you can control this light from the buttons on the back. So you can switch it on. Wait a minute. You can switch it on, providing you actually plug it in. Okay, so USB-C. Now, this USB-C cable is actually supplied by Logitech. There is no need to get your own cable. In fact, this cable has been optimized for use with the Logitech Litra light. And right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to angle it slightly and I'm going to switch it on. Okay, and you can see the effect of the light straight away. And I'm experimenting with using a second light, but I've got to say this: you only need one of these lights to actually light up your studio. Okay, I mean, I used to have soft boxes, big soft boxes either side, shining light on the wall in front of me. The light was reflected. Don't need that anymore. Angelica, my partner, is very happy because this is a very small light, but very powerful. And I mean, I've been using it now for a week in every broadcast I do, and it works perfectly. It doesn't get hot. Yeah, I can touch it, proving that. And it simply plugs into your PC or Mac with this cable, this USB-A, USB-C cable. Now, you have to plug it into your computer in order for the software to work. Okay, if you plug it in through an extension lead, it's not going to work. So that's the first thing that you need to be aware of, is that you need to plug this light directly into your computer for the software to work. Having said that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share screen. If I can click the right button, I'm going to share screen. Okay, just a minute. Have they moved things around? No, they haven't. It's just me being, I'm in Friday afternoon mode. Okay, and I'm going to go here. Now, those of you who are already use the software, you may well already know of it. Let's bring it up on screen. Okay, and I'm going to go and take myself off solo. Okay, we don't need my second camera. And I'm going to go picture in picture. This is the software that controls. Just a minute, let me switch this one off. You can either control the light manually by the controls on the back, or you can use this software. Now, this software is well known to gamers. This is Logitech G Hub, and they've extended it to actually control the Logitech light. So I'm going to go side by side. Okay, so this is me, and on the right hand side is the software. Now you download the software, install it. It will find, if you've got the USB cable plugged into your computer, it will find it straight away, and you'll have the light option. And when you've got the light option, you can control the light with software. So you don't need to reach up over the monitor to control it. Okay, just a point. This is controlling the light using the software. I'm going to switch the light off. Okay, now I've decidedly gone darker. So that's the light off. Now I'm going to switch the light on, and my hands are just on the mouse. Okay, so this is all software controlled. Now the settings, there are 7 presets. Okay, and I'll explain the difference as we go along. The first one is, this is bright. This is called bright color blue, and the brightness is at the top and the warmth is at the bottom. The second, I'll explain that in a minute. Then daylight, cozy daylight, mild afternoon. Now you might only be noticing, got to be honest here, you might only be noticing subtle differences in the lighting, but hopefully you're actually seeing some changes. Back to the software again, and we're going to the next preset. This is one I quite like, which is soft sunset, and then the next one is cozy candlelight, and then the last one. You can make your own presets. Okay, now I at the moment look astonishingly bad. Okay, this is not the fault of my camera. This is not the fault of the software for the Logitech Litra lights. This is me. And point I'm making is that you can experiment with the settings. So I'm going to lower the temperature, okay, and I'm going to lower the brightness until I get to the stage we're happy. What you have to do with any lighting is you've got to be happy with the way that you look on screen. Okay, the Logitech Litra, controlled by the G-Hub software, allows you to experiment endlessly with how you look on camera. Again, lights off, I've gone darker, lights on, and I'm lit. Installation is simple and straightforward. All you need to do with the Logitech Litra is to plug in the supplied cable, plug the other end directly into your PC or Mac. You can either control it manually, okay, so you've got the central button which is on and off. So if I go on, the light goes on and you can see it. I'm not going to turn it around because I don't want to I don't think I should, but you can tell that the light's on, and after a second it goes off again. I got two, so I could have one actually on me and the second I can show you. And the other thing is that this second light actually goes over on my Microsoft Surface Book 2, and this is the light that actually lights up my demonstration area. Okay, so I've got the ability to have, as we said a moment ago, two cameras, and both areas are actually lit by a Logitech Litra light. So I'm going to go back. We've been talking about, okay, Logitech Litra Glow, which is down in the carousel. I just love it. It provides the lighting that I need for my live broadcast. I don't need LED lights. I don't need it. It's just me. Okay, I think this is a good price. It's quality build because we know Logitech are quality. It's simple, okay, and it's moving parts simply work. Okay, so that is Logitech Litra. You get the lights, which are delivered to you. Mine came within 24 hours from Amazon. And then you download the software from Logitech, and you've got a choice. Just a minute. Just give me a second. You have everything should be to hand, shouldn't it? You have a choice. You can either go to logitech.com and search for Logitech Litra Glow, or this is the box that the Litra Glow comes in. You can actually scan. Yeah, you can actually scan. I don't do unboxings. I'm rubbish at unboxings, but I do occasionally do reboxing. Okay, as you see later in this broadcast. So what I'm going to do is just get a bit closer. Right. Okay. So that's it. That's the box it comes in. It's $59.99. It's down in the carousel, and I'm enjoying using two of them. Okay, so I've got 2 Litra lights. So I'm going to, with this one, put the extension down. I'm going to bend it like that. Remember, we can actually change the angle of the light. So I'm going to bend it towards my work surface, put it up again. I'm going to switch it on, okay? And you can move it while it's lit. And I'm just going to put it on top of my monitor, and you'll actually see it in operation. Okay, so I've got one light in front of me. That's all we need. And because I'm using 2 cameras, I've got the second light. Logitech Litra Glow, released in January 2022. I saw the demonstration and I was taken with it, so I went away and I bought 2 of them. Okay, software, Logitech G Hub. You can download it from the Logitech site. It's well known to gamers. G Hub has been around for years, so that's the software you need. And I can stop sharing that and come back to me. Okay, so that is, I'm just going to go back to my comments. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for watching me live. And Grant is saying he likes how the portable light works. Thank you, Grant, if you're still watching live. Thank you. Okay, so that's the Logitech Litra Lite, and if you click the link in the carousel, you'll find out more about it. Now, the second thing that I'm going to go on to today is the Logitech C920x, which is down in the carousel. And for this, I actually do need my second camera. So I'm going to bring my second camera up. We're going to go picture in picture, and I'm going to move the light, okay, closer and closer and closer until I actually light up the area. That's a bit better. I need to experiment, really do need to experiment. So apologies for actually moving about. Right, okay. This is the next item, is the first camera I ever bought. And it is this beautiful camera, which is the Logitech C920x. And I've been live broadcasting since 2015, 2016. My first external camera was this camera. I've had it for 6 years and it's as good as new. It sits on top of your monitor. It's got the lens in the middle, which has got a 78-degree angle. You've got twin microphones, and it is basically, this is the camera back in 2015, 16. This is the camera that everybody bought. Yeah, this one. Let me turn it so you can see it. Okay, this is Logitech C920X. Now the X stands for extra. I'm going to explain what the extra is in a minute. But if I go like this and just pull this down, that's how you mount it on a monitor. You've got this leg at the back and you can move it until you've got the camera where you can actually look at the camera. There you are. Move it until you can look at the camera. It works out of the box. It's plug and play. This one is C920X. Is not plugged in at the moment, okay, because I'm actually using Logitech Brio, and so I can't actually show you this, but let's just say it is high quality. Millions of people bought this camera. When we did a survey in the Be Live group on Facebook, 80% of the people had this camera. People bought this camera 5 and 6 years ago and they're still using it today. This is the ideal first camera. This is the ideal gift to give somebody. This camera is ideal for Zoom. Yeah, Logitech have a reputation for quality design, quality build, and as I said, this is 6 years old. Yeah, and it's as good as new. It works on my second computer. I just brought it down here for the day to actually show you. Now, it goes on top of your monitor, and if you don't want it on your monitor, what you can do is you can close that up. And I just happen to have to hand this. Okay, this is a generic tripod stand, and you can put the camera on the tripod. The advantage of this is that you can use the tripod anywhere. Normally, the camera is sat on top of your monitor and it won't move. It will stay there. You'll keep looking at it. It won't move. With this, you can actually have it so that it's anywhere in your office. Okay, let me just go here. When you've got it on the stand, then you open the legs. Okay, you can put it down wherever you want, get it set up correctly, and then you can just move it about. Okay, and that's basically the C920. But that's only part of the story. Let me just go here whilst I've got this camera. Okay, and I'm going to say the X stands for extra. I'll explain what in a minute. It is Full HD, 1080p, 30 FPS. 1080p is high definition. 30 frames per second is industry standard. It's what we're broadcasting at now. It's got 2 audio microphones, omnidirectional. Omnidirectional means it picks up all the noise that is around you. So be aware of that. Now, this is important. It has HD light correction. So if you're in low light, it will correct for that low light. Okay. And I've got several different systems now, all trying to give me the best light, all doing their stuff, and it seems to work. Now, there is, with this camera, in fact, with all Logitech cameras, there is a program called Logitech Capture, which I'm going to show you when I look at the Brio in a moment. Advanced capture software, create and share video content easily with Logitech Capture, and we will. I'll show you. Okay. And also, whilst we're staying on the C920X, it's got low light setting, which we've mentioned before, 78 degrees field of view, which we said right at the beginning, and it was first released in March 2020, March 31st, 2020. Although my version was first released in 2012. This version of it, which is the 920X. Now, the X stands for extra. If you buy the camera that's down in the carousel, you get 3 months license to XSplit VCam. Okay, XSplit VCam is background removal software. I've been using XSplit VCam since January 2019, and normally when I broadcast on other platforms, I actually have the background on. For clarity today, I'm just using the green screen because I don't want any fuzziness. Okay, I do move about a bit, and that could be disturbing when you've got a green screen software working. So I know this software well, the XSplit VCam. I make videos about it. Talking about making videos about it, if I take myself off full screen and I put the video full screen, I switch that camera off. I'm going to put the video full screen. I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. This is all about background removal software, and I made this. For Wiltshire in England, and I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now, the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself, and this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing the button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube video. Now, the second thing you can do is that as your backdrop, you can have a YouTube video playing in the background behind you. Okay, you've removed the background and you put a YouTube video in behind you. You just go to YouTube and basically put in the URL, and that's it. Expert VCam will then use that video as your backdrop. Now, a few things to be, well, a few things to think about if you decide to do this is if you're going to use a YouTube video, then if it's your own video, no problem. You can use any of your videos as a backdrop on Expert VCam. If it's somebody else's video, it has to be public. Now, that means that they've got to have given explicit permission for other people to actually embed the video. Now, the only way to find out whether they have is to take the URL, put it into Expert VCam. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and there's nothing you can do. If it's a public video, then you should be able to use it, providing that the person who created the video has allowed for public use to share. Okay, now the other thing is, you might be tempted to play music videos from YouTube in your background. There's one thing that you should know. The videos will play without sound. Okay, because that's, yeah. So there is no, you can't have a backing track. Okay, what is what I'm saying. The YouTube videos play without sound, but they do move in the background while you're actually talking. So do use public videos. You don't need to get permission. If it works, it works. Okay, but do just bear copyright in mind. Okay, the third thing you can do as a backdrop, a background, is to actually use a website. And you can use any public website. If I was to use the BBC website, then I would say I'm using a website from the BBC, bbc.co.uk. Thank you for the use. I wouldn't overuse it, but if I was using that website to actually illustrate a point, then that would be good. The final place you can go, which is a wonderful place to actually find images, is unsplash.com, unsplash.com, unsplash.com. Photographers from around the world have sent their best images, their best photographs into Unsplash. Unsplash display them, and they're free for us to use. We can use any of the free photos on Unsplash. Now, you can go there, you can type in Paris, and it will show you all the photographs, probably of Paris, France. And you can pick an image, download it into Expert VCam, and you can then use it as your backdrop. Absolutely brilliant. The service is free, totally free. Unsplash.com. You can access it from within the Expert VCam program. When I do choose an image, and I'm going to use it a lot, I generally go to unsplash.com, find the image and tweet it out, because it's only fair if you're using somebody else's image to actually say thank you. And the easiest way to say thank you is actually tweet the picture out so that other people can use it and other people get to know about the photographer. So that's a win-win situation. So do publicize it. I've been using background removal software since 2019. It can change the mood. Yeah, just as well. Let me show you. Okay, what I'm going to do now, this should work. Okay, I'm going to do something and it should work. Okay, so bear with me. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go with the principles here. I'm going on my hard drive. I'm going over to my artwork directory, and I'm going to resized, and I'm going to bring an image in. Now, whilst I'm talking to you now, what is going to happen is that I am going to disappear. Okay, I will disappear momentarily, but don't worry, when I do disappear, I'm waiting for that to happen. Fingers crossed. When I do disappear, I'm still what's gone wrong? I haven't gone anywhere. Okay, this is background removal. I can set a mood. Okay, and I'm going to very quickly switch back because I'm not actually set up to do this. So let me switch. I'm going to remove the background. Okay, so backgrounds can change the mood. Purple background I quite like, but I'm not set up for it. The thing is, with the background removal tool, you've got to get it right. You've got to get the lighting right, and I haven't done that. Okay, and also because today I'm actually showing you loads of things, and my studio is chock full of items that I'm going to use. If I was going to use a green screen, then I would broadcast solo because nobody else can have a green screen in your broadcast, and I would set up. I wouldn't have this big studio that I've got here. The Amazon, I've got studios for every different broadcast I do. So I do a show called Blowing for Britain on Thursdays, and I've been doing that. Next week is episode 320. I've been broadcasting for 6 years with the same guys, with John, Peter, and Stephen, and we have a blast on that show. But I've got different studios for Blowing for Britain. Ask Angelica, which is a German language show, which is next Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you want to learn German, join us next Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And it's great to have the different studios, but this studio, which is the Amazon Live studio, is chock full of things. Right, the next thing I want to show you, which is down in the carousel, and say hello to Corinda. Corinda, thank you for joining me. And I'm getting so carried away actually demonstrating that I'm ignoring the thing. I do appreciate the fact you're actually watching me live today and spending your time with me. And I just wanted to go to my best buy of 2022 so far. In fact, it may end up being the best buy, but this is it. It's down the carousel at the moment. It is. He said, I've lost a box. Oh, wait a minute. No, I lost a box. I'll find that later. Okay. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to hide the video because you've seen the video. I'm going to switch that camera back on. And the thing I want to show you is this, which is here. Okay. Now, the thing is that we all know that when we buy a computer, whether it be a Windows or a Mac, there are never enough USB-A ports on there. And I wanted to be able to have two cameras on screen at the same time. Now, I've got a Microsoft Surface Book 2, which is down in the carousel. If I'd used both ports for cameras, then where do I put my microphone? Yeah, so I needed an answer. And the answer is to actually get this Anchor 4-way USB hub. And it's changed the way I work this year. On the system I'm using at the moment, which is, I'm just going to put the logo up so you know where I'm talking from. You're watching a broadcast. This is not OBS. This is not vMix. This is BeLive, and that's the logo up above. I work for BeLive, and I broadcast on there. Well, this is my show, but I broadcast using this software every single weekday. And next week we're back at our normal time of 9 a.m. Eastern. Anyway, to this simple unit we should all have in our toolkit. It's $16.99. It allows you to put in, I've got two cameras, one microphone, and a liter of light we spoke about earlier, all into one unit. Simply unplug your camera from your PC or Mac, plug this 4-way unit in, and you then have the ability to have additional cameras, additional microphones, additional lighting, all plugged into your PC. Now, this is the important bit. All of this, the kit that's in here, works as though, and I've been using this for 2 months now, so I can say from experience, my experience, that the Anchor 4-way USB hub does not degrade performance of cameras or microphones. It just simply works. The signal passes through the USB hub into your computer, and it simply works. There is no loss at all. The kit works as if you'd plugged it in directly. And I think that is a very important point. And question that many people ask: does it work with? And the thing is that I can say that it works with anything which has a USB-A connection, and we're going from that unit into the computer. $16.99, and absolutely brilliant. Okay, now the next thing, whilst we're on cables, the next thing I'm going to show you is this. Okay, because I'm on to the useful section of the broadcast. I had a situation, I've told you about the liter of light earlier. Okay, and I plugged it in on my monitor, but my monitor is a BenQ monitor, 27-inch, down the carousel, and I can't get it close to my portables, Microsoft Surface Book 2, no way. So I had to extend the cable on the liter of light. Okay, most people won't, and I bought this. Okay, it's down in the carousel at the moment. This is a Ugreen 3-foot extension, and all I can say, it simply works. My liter of light is actually plugged into this, and then this is plugged into the 4-way USB. Sorry, this is plugged directly into the PC, as we said earlier. So I needed to plug the light directly into the PC. I extended the cable. This is a female to male connector, which extends any cable. And because I thought this is a darn good idea, I went and bought 2. Okay, so this is my spare. What I do like about this, it's the little things that I like, is that if you open the bag, it's a resealable bag. Why can't everybody who does packaging do a resealable bag? Because all I need to do, and I'm a bloke, all I need to do is go like that, and the bag's resealed. None of this tape over the top or anything like that. It's so simple and so straightforward to do. I don't know why people don't do it. Package properly. And of course, being new green, this is green packaging, of course. Okay, so those are 2 items which I bought this year, which have made life a lot easier. If you're watching me live on Amazon Live, thank you very much. Now, this is the point. I'm here to help you. Okay, if you like Corinda and Grant, if you've got any questions or any comments to make, please do add them in the comments down below. I'm here to help. I'm here to guide. I'm here to listen. Okay, I mean, I'm going to show you the products, all the products in the carousel that you can surf while I'm talking. 75% of them I own. So if you've got a question about any products in the carousel, then please do ask. Now, I know there are 39 items in the carousel, and one day I'll do a show covering all 39. Today I'm probably covering about 8 to 10 of them. Okay, and I do that Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 products a day. By the end of the week, we've covered the whole carousel. I'm live next week, 9 a.m. Eastern, every weekday at, well, live from England. I mean, I'm so glad. I mean, next week, daylight savings time in the UK finishes, which means there is, again, a 5-hour time difference between the UK and the USA. And that's what I rely on. I've been lost for the last 2 weeks because you changed your clocks back nearly 2 weeks ago. Okay. Right, the next thing I'm going to go on to is this. And, okay, got it. I'm going on to something completely different. Okay. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I love something fell on the floor then. I don't know about you, but I love stands. Okay, I love this stand, which is beautiful design, which is down in the carousel. It's an iPad stand and it's a stand. Okay, but it's a beautiful stand, well designed, and I don't know why it's got the hole in the back. Okay, it's a design feature. But in terms of the stands that I use, this has got to be the king of stands. Okay, and I'm going off solo. And I'm going off solo. This is the stand. Okay, just let me move the Logitech C920x. That is the stand. And just let me fasten this up. Okay, so there we go, and put that over there. This is the IPEVO uplift stand, okay, because you can lift it up. Now, I've got to say that lifting this stand really is like weightlifting. Yeah, it is a heavy stand. You take a tripod stand and compare it. The tripod stand there compared to the IPEVO there, okay, and you can see the construction. This is IPEVO, and this is absolutely amazing stand. It is heavy. It is made to hold your mobile phone. Okay, the jaws are extensible. Right. Rather than me going on about it, I actually happen to have made a little video. So just let me find it. Okay, I should be able to find it in a second. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm looking for a video. I saw it earlier. You know, it is when you put something down and it tends to wander off. I do want this video. I'm determined to get this video. Just, I think I got it earlier. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Why is it that when you want something, it's not where you left it? It should say IPEVO on top of it. Okay. Right, this stand, I'm going to have to tell you about it. I did make quite a swish video about it, but that's disappeared. The thing about this stand is, I'll do this live. Are you ready for this? I'm going to do this live. Anything can happen in my broadcast, it usually does. So this is live. Okay, you have three joints. There's a joint at the bottom, which you can use to bend forward. Then there is a joint in the middle, which you can use to bend down. And then there's a joint at the front, which you can twist and turn through 90 degrees. And you can actually move this any which way you want. Now, you'll notice that I'm struggling a little bit to actually move it. That's because the joints are decidedly stiff. And they're stiff because they're meant to be. So this will actually bend and shape any way you want. Okay, and it's so sturdy, and you can't knock this over. This, if you're doing practical demonstrations, if you're doing a cooking demonstration, if you're doing any sort of work, doing a presentation on Zoom and you're using your phone for it, then this is the stand, because you can't knock this stand over. If you knock this stand, it will rock and knock you back. This is a brilliant stand. This is the IPEVO stand. I'm just going to have one last look and see if I can find the video that I was going to show you. Okay, I'm going through all these videos that I've got in my carousel down below, and nope, I've removed it, I think. That's no good, is it? Okay. Right. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you for staying with me. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is come back to me. I'm going to just come back full screen. Okay, and I'm going to take the logo off, and there's the logo gone. Okay, thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. This is Stephen in Wiltshire in England, and I just want to say thank you for watching me live. Okay, the show, if I go here, is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen. Right. The camera that you've been watching me on is the Logitech Brio. You're watching Logitech Brio 4K cam. Okay, I'm going to put it down in the carousel now, and we're going to talk about Logitech Brio. Now, Okay, I get it. Nope, nope, nope. I'm having one of those minutes. Ah! Right, okay. I'm talking about Logitech Brio. Logitech Brio is $150.65. If you click the link in the carousel, it is 25% off. Now, I've got to say that when I got this camera, it was more expensive than $150.65. I'm happy. I've had 18 months use of the camera, so I'm a happy chappy. But this $150.65, 25% off. Right. Okay. It does have ultra 4K video. Now, when I'm broadcasting to you in 720p, I could equally well broadcast in 1080 if I was going to YouTube. But if I was going to YouTube, I could also broadcast in 4K using this camera. Okay. And I did it last week. I thought, right, I'm going to do this. And I got hold of a copy of XSplit Broadcaster, which I've got an annual license for. And I used this Logitech Brio camera and I went live on YouTube. And the quality difference is astounding. The difference between 720 and 1080 is noticeable, but between 1080 and 4K, wow. Now, just a note, if you go to YouTube, not now, but if you go to YouTube, you'll notice underneath the video is a cog, okay? It's a settings cog. In order to watch a 4K video on YouTube, you have to click the cog and select 4K. If you can't see 4K, then it's not in 4K. But I'm going to be doing, with my Logitech Brio camera, more and more 4K broadcasts. Because the thing is that with 4K, the quality of the picture, this is way above what we've been able to do with 720 and 1080. You're seeing things more clearly. You can see more clearly now. You can actually appreciate what the Logitech Brio is capable of. So what I'm going to do over the weekend, Busman's holiday, I'm going to do some recordings on YouTube in 4K using the Brio, and then I'll post. Thing is, on Amazon Live, we can't post links. I'll find a way of actually telling you how you can actually find out about it. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'll find a way. But if you can see the Logitech Brio in 4K, yeah, 4K is the highest of standards. It's the most we can actually use. Most of the internet is 720 and 1080. Yeah, Facebook is only 720, YouTube is 1080, and now 4K. And 4K blows you away. It's got a noise cancelling microphone. It does have, like the C920, which is over here. Okay, it's got twin microphones and it's got noise cancelling. Okay, now the reason that you can't hear any of the noises I'm making is I'm using noise cancelling. I'm using a program called Crisp. Okay, so it has noise cancelling, which is important because if you've got an omnidirectional microphone, which the microphones are in Logitech cameras, then noise cancelling software can cut out some of the noise that's going on around you. Okay. The next thing about the Logitech Brio is it's got a wide field of view. Okay, a Logitech C920, and let's just experiment for a moment. See how this goes. So I'm talking about the Logitech Brio camera. It has, as it says here, a wide field of view. Okay, that works, doesn't it? You can actually see what I'm talking about. That's good. Because you've got to remember the people watching is on YouTube and on LinkedIn who can't see what I'm talking about. So it's a wide field of view, 90 degrees, 78, 65. I'll show you that in a moment. Okay. It's 4 times the resolution of a typical camera. I've just explained that. The resolution is just so good. If you're broadcasting to YouTube, use the Brio to broadcast to YouTube. Now, cameras now have automatic light adjustment. So they will adjust for the lights. If I'll give you a demonstration. Okay, just let me take that off. I've still got the Logitech Litra software going in the background. If I switch my light off, then the camera, the Brio, will try and make a compensating change. Yeah. So you can still see me in well, I've no lights on. Yeah. So you can still see me. The camera will enhance the image so you can still see me. I put the light back on, and then the camera doesn't need to do as much work. But it's got auto light adjustments, and that auto light adjustment is Logitech right light. Okay. And 3 fields of view, 90, 78, and 65, as I said. Up to 90 FPS now. All right, okay, let's go back. Video, he said, is a series of pictures. And normally there are 30 pictures per second, 30 frames per second. And when you play them together, you get 1 second of moving video. Okay. If you, instead of having 30, you have 60 or 90 frames per second, then the quality of the video improves. Okay. The higher the FPS number, the more powerful your computer needs to be, the more powerful internet needs to be, but you can do 90 FPS. Okay, I'll try that this weekend and let you know how I get on. It's got versatile mounting options, just like I showed you earlier with the C920X. You can either mount it on your monitor or you can mount it on a tripod. Yeah, and also it is 4K 1080 720 are its resolutions. And it was first launched on February 7th, 2017. So it's been with us just over 5 years. And it uses Logitech Capture, which you could, if you've got the camera, you can download the software from Logitech.com, as I showed you earlier, to actually, I think I showed you earlier, to actually control your camera. Okay, all good. Right, so that is the Logitech Brio that's down the carousel. It's 25% off. I mean, I paid more than that. Okay, and I'm happy. So at the price that it is in the carousel, if you click link in the carousel, you find out all the technical specs. Okay, I've just shown you some of them in my studio now, but we are talking at the moment, if I go up here, we are talking about the Logitech Brio 4K webcam. Okay, oh, wow. Oh, Rosie, thank you. One of the things you can do when you're watching, that's Rosie Coronado. One of the things you can do when you're watching a live broadcast is you can actually follow it. If you follow it, you will get notified of the next broadcast. We as broadcasters do not get your details. Okay, they're safe with Amazon. Rosie, I want to say from me to you, thank you for actually following me. I do appreciate it. I hope to see you on future broadcasts on Amazon Live. You helped make my day. I was watching the show yesterday because I watch more than a broadcast, and the lady who was actually operating the show actually sang thank you to you. Now I'm going to do you a favor today. I'm not going to sing. Okay, I haven't sung since I was a choir boy, so I'm just going to say a heartfelt thank you, Rosie, for actually following me. And if you've got any questions about live broadcasting, about Zoom, about anything to do with live broadcasting, then please do let me know, and I shall do my best to answer. If I don't know the answer, then I'll find somebody who does. I love live video. I've been doing this now for 6 years. I've made so many friends around the world through live video, simply by going live on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and Twitch. I've been live and made friends around the globe, and live video is the best thing. And Amazon Live, I've got to be honest here, Amazon Live is the best place to actually broadcast. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to show you is this. Okay. Now I buy I made a decision. Okay, when I got on Amazon Live, I could do many different things, but I decided that if I was going to show you something, I would own it. Yeah. So when I showed you the C920x, when I showed you the Brio, when I showed you the Litralite, everything I've shown you today, I own. And I've made a decision in 2022. What I'm doing is each month I'm buying new items to improve my studio. And as I find out how to use them, then they're going to the carousel. So every item that's in the carousel, I've got a story for. And my next story is about this particular camera. And I'm just going to bring myself off. Hang on. Yeah. This is my second camera. Bottom right is the Logitech Brio we spoke about a moment ago. Above me is the second camera, which is the OBSBot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this camera off. Yeah. And we're going to put the OBSBot through its paces. So this is my second camera. And first thing is it's got 3 presets. Yeah. So this is the OBSBot Tiny PTZ camera. Pan, tilt, and zoom. That's what it's all about. Okay. The basic thing about the OBSBot is that oh God, it's the most fun I've had with the camera. I'm going to show you why in a minute. But first of all, it can be on 3 different locations, 3 preset locations. It's got a wider field of view than the Logitech cameras. In other words, this is not a static camera. This is a camera that moves. Okay, and I can come back to me. Okay, now the thing you'll notice is that I've got headroom. Yeah, and it's the camera that's doing that. The camera is automatically giving me headroom, so I look reasonably good on camera. And then the third location, we go over to the wall, and this is Avebury Stone Circle, which is about 25 miles away from me. I can just zoom in a little bit. Okay, we can get closer. Avebury Stone Circle, but at the same time as Stonehenge, 4,500 years ago. It has a village inside it. It has a pub in it. If visiting Stonehenge is on your bucket list, then please do add Avebury, and you could do both in one day quite easily. Okay, so back to me. Okay, so I can switch angles. Yeah. Now the other thing is this. Okay, and this is why I love the OBSBot Tiny. Normally when I'm presenting to you now, I'm actually sat down and I'm presenting, lifting up a mouse and talking about a mouse, or I'm lifting up a tripod and talking about a tripod. But this is great. I mean, I really enjoy doing it, but it's good to do this. Okay, just bear with me a moment. All will become clear as I go over here. That you'll notice that the camera is actually following me. Yeah, as that's what I dropped on the floor. I knew I'd dropped something on the floor. Right, as I move about the room, then the camera is following me. Okay, and the other thing it's doing automatically is giving me headroom. I'm going to take my glasses off. If I've got glare on the glasses, let's just turn the light, switch the light off. Okay, that's better. Bit darker, but no glare. It gives you freedom of movement, so I can actually move about the room, and the camera is going to track and follow me. Yeah, and I think this is to have this technology for less than $200. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So this is my favorite camera. Logitech Brio is my favorite desktop camera, and OBSBot Tiny is my favorite moving about camera. And I can actually move. Okay, the camera is following me, and I can actually move. I'm now parallel with my monitor. Okay, and I can move forward, and every time I move, the software is reframing. Yeah, it does an auto reframe. Absolutely brilliant. It means that I can stand up and I can print, and I can tell you about this TrebLab HD77 speaker, which is down the carousel. And you can switch it on. Okay, and you hold it for a second or two. And you get the blue lights. So this is a speaker with blue lights. Okay. The next thing is it has four embossed buttons on the top: power on, volume up and down, and pause the next track. On the bottom of the unit, you have, excuse me a moment, that's the recharge power supply. And if you charge for 6 hours, then you've got 20 hours playtime. Put that back in, and this unit, the TrebLab HD77, is watertight. Now, when I do anything, I always do a bit of research, and I went over to YouTube and I looked at the videos for this unit. And what they did with this beautiful TrebLab speaker is they put it in a pail of water and then they took it out again and it's still working. I am not going to put this beautiful speaker in a pail of water, but I do know, because they proved it, that this is actually waterproof. Okay, it's twin subwoofers either side. It's got two speakers in, both 12.5 watts. So the output of this is 25 watts. A normal room is 20 watts. So this goes up to 11. Okay. If you've got the Spinal Tap reference there, well done. And the subwoofers at the end actually oscillate when the sound is on. Now, this is meant for work outdoors. Okay. If you're going to climb Mount Everest, then you can actually attach a lanyard there, which is supplied with the kit. Also supplies a carabiner, which means that you can actually then attach it to your rucksack, which is all good. So this is, I mean, this is going to be going out and about with Angelica and I, because basically you take your mobile phone, if you can find it, you take your mobile phone, you go to settings, you go to Bluetooth, you'll find the HD77, press connect, and then whatever you play on your phone is playing directly on the HD77. High quality sound. It is solid ABS plastic. If you drop this on the floor, I'm not going to, then it would sustain, it wouldn't break. Okay, don't quote me, but it probably wouldn't. ABS plastic, and then it's got this nice grill over the top. It is a powerful speaker. I really enjoy listening to it, and when I switch it off, goes red. Okay, so we're actually talking about the Osbot Tiny camera, which is still down in the carousel, and the Osbot Tiny is my favoritist camera because it simply follows you around the room. Now, if I go like this, okay, you learn some tricks when you're actually using it because it levels up and it leaves more of the green screen behind me. It's just, it's so much fun. It has a fast tracking mode. Now, when I walk around the room, you'll notice that it's lost me. Okay, that was a good demonstration, wasn't it? Just a second. That didn't exactly go according to plan. That's because I've not got fast tracking mode on. Fast tracking mode does track rapid movement. Okay, I've got to say that works. I'll show you that in my next demonstration, which will be next Tuesday. I'm live next week, 9 AM Eastern every day, back at my normal time, and I'll be talking about other items that I've got in the carousel. Okay, now I need to do something quickly. This is basically, it's tracking me while I'm stood up, which is absolutely brilliant. But what I want it to do is I want to click that button, and when I sit down, it's ready for me. See, I've sussed that bit out. I actually can now do the moving about the room bit and then do the sat down bit, and you don't see the join. Yeah. So this is the Obsbot Tiny camera, and I have to say, it is the most fun I've had with a camera. And just a bit of background on this: the Obsbot Tiny camera debuted in early 2021, first quarter. It was on Indiegogo. It was oversubscribed. I'm not surprised. I've had this for 5 weeks now. I just love using it. It's just fun. But there is a serious part to this. It works. Yeah, it does the 720p, the 1080p, just as the Brio does. It doesn't do 4K. Talking of which, there is a new OBSBot camera which is called the OBSBot 4K. If you click the link to the Tiny, it'll take you to the Amazon.com page in a different tab, so you can still watch me. You'll see there's also the OBSBot 4K, which is a 4K camera. I mean, this is the way it's going to go. More and more manufacturers are going to start doing 4K cameras, because down the road, not too far down the road, will be 4K. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to come. And now is the time to practice. Just get your 4K camera, go to YouTube and just use your camera on YouTube. Okay. And I'm blown away that I've been followed twice today. So thank you for the follows. Okay, so that's the OBSBot Tiny. And that's the camera you're actually watching at the moment. And what I'm going to do now, as I've done with things earlier, is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to share screen. Just give me a second. And I'm going to show you the software that you can actually download and use with the camera. So this is behind the scenes. This is the software. Once you've got the OBSBot Tiny, you can download the software. And then if I go over here, right, I'm going to share my screen. And this is the software for the OBSBot Tiny. And as you can see, as I said earlier, this is it. It is so simple and straightforward to use. You can set up 3 presets, preset location 1, 2, and 3. You can, whilst I'm working live with you now, I could do something like this. I can zoom, go up and down. I can zoom in. I can zoom out. Yeah, so you can now see my office. So I can zoom in. Okay, now that's 2 times zoom, which is adequate for most situations. I can change the location. So there's down to the desktop. I can come back to me and just pressing the buttons at the bottom, I can go over to the image on the wall. Okay, now I don't think I can show you the next bit, because is this actually showing on? Yes, it is. Okay, it is showing on screen. Wonderful. The second part of the software is that it shows you the latest version of the software. No, auto. Let's hang on. Sorry about that. Auto sleep is a wonderful feature. First of all, it's the first camera I've seen where you can just turn it off and it goes to sleep. The lens is not even pointing at you. The lens is pointing down onto the magnetic mount. So auto sleep. When the camera is not being used, it will have a nap. Gesture control. You can control the camera with hand gestures for zooming in and zooming out, and for track and non-track. Okay, and you can have headroom mode, or you can have standard mode. And I said earlier, you can have motion mode, which is fast tracking. Okay, so that's the software. You download the software from the site, and that's it. It's easy and simple to use. Yeah, and I just love my OBSBot. But I also love my Logitech Brio. So we're back on the Logitech Brio now, and I want to say that it's been a pleasure to actually broadcast to you today. I do appreciate your taking the time to watch me. I shall be back on Monday at 9 AM Eastern, and at 10 AM Eastern I'm joined by Nick Wood, and I've got 5 shows next week. Thank you for watching on LinkedIn and YouTube. I do appreciate you actually watching there as well. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm fortunate that the sun's shining in the UK, and I'm going to go out in the garden. I'm cutting the grass. That's the next thing I'm going to do, is cut the grass. So from Wiltshire in England, I want to say thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.